It is 8 p.m. and here are the top stories we're following.
They have to start somewhere.
Marshall Fire victims closer to rebuilding.
This is a huge disaster that we never in our wildest dreams imagined.
After months of waiting, hundreds now getting answers about when and where debris removal will begin.
I wish they would start here.
Running to help innocent civilians fleeing war-torn Ukraine.
Your $35 for the ticket may help a whole Ukrainian family to eat or to get water.
As the world watches a country caught in conflict, you can be part of the solution.
We should be kind to each other and help each other in difficult situations.
Will Smith steps away from the Academy. Tonight, a look behind the curtain after that slap heard around the world.
The LAPD made it clear we will do whatever you want us to do. We will go and arrest him right now.
For months, hundreds of Marshall Fire victims who opted into Boulder County's cleanup program have just been waiting to see when the debris will finally be removed.
And finally, they know which areas will be removed first. Thank you for joining us tonight on Denver 7 News on Local 3. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I am Danny New. Some of the hardest hit areas are going to have first priority.
They include the El Dorado neighborhood in Louisville, Sagamore and Original Town in Superior, and Marshall in unincorporated Boulder County. Now, work is expected to begin in mid-April.
Denver 7's Colette Bordelon spoke with one of the nearly 800 families who opted to go with the county debris removal program and who obviously are very eager for it to begin.
She gave me these flowers to put on my 150-year-old corner post.
This survived?
Yeah.
Looking at what made it.
Kathy and her sister came out here and planted them last Sunday.
And what's being brought back.
I've lived in Superior since 1975.
Ross Morgan still can't believe this is his neighborhood.
We like to call it Original Town.
His home and his neighbors burned in the Marshall Fire.
We've had a couple of neighborhood reunions right here.
He decided to have a private contractor clear his lot.
And I wish I could do that for all of my neighbors.
Right next door.
Yeah, so we're up in the next piece here. Well, we've known Russ for a bunch of years.
Carl Worthington opted for the company contracted by Boulder County.
That's his property with everything gone. Here's in front of us here now is where my house was.
But now there's a contrast in the neighborhood that can't be ignored.
Just like a cloud of uncertainty over the residents' heads about how long the debris removal is going to take.
A cloud starting to clear with the list of locations released today, showing where DRC Emergency Services will start their debris removal. It's the most equitable process they could create. It starts with the removal from homes with the highest risk of contaminating things like waterways. The backhoes would then start on the remains of homes based on socioeconomic status, meaning smaller lots up first.
They didn't want to just target Louisville first and then Superior second and then Boulder County. They wanted to look at the entire area.
Still, ask anyone out here and you'll probably get the same response.
I wish they would start here.
No matter if they chose the public plan or to go it alone.
Frustration for my neighbors that they can't do what I just did.
Everyone out here wants their community back.
Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thank you, Colette. And crews are expected to be on the ground by mid-April. Once the first home is under removal, it should take around 4 months to finish the entire project. And now this is kind of helpful. There is going to be an interactive map that is currently being built right now, so homeowners can actually watch the progress along the way. That should be online by the time crews are out, which should be in a few weeks.
Interesting. And a bill is on its way to the governor to make it easier for people with homes destroyed in natural disasters to cast a ballot in upcoming elections. Senate Bill 152 came after the Marshall Fire, but it will apply to all natural disasters. It allows someone whose home is destroyed to keep using the address for their voter registration as long as they plan to rebuild. We spoke with Boulder County's clerk and recorder about the need for this bill.
What we do know is that voters who have lived in these communities for years and years and who intend to return want to continue voting on the issues and for the people that have impacted them and that will continue to impact them for years. And so that's really what we wanted to do here, is ensure that they could, and it was clear.
Now that bill passed one final vote in the House today with bipartisan support. Now, all it needs is a signature from the governor.
An Elbert County postmaster has been arrested on charges of sexual exploitation of a child. 45-year-old Chad Miller was arrested at the post office in Elizabeth yesterday by Jefferson County's CHIZO unit. Jeffco deputies say undercover investigators posing as a 13-year-old girl had contact with Miller between March 9th and 30th. They say Miller described the sexual acts that he wanted to do and requested live pictures to verify she was real. Miller was arrested on 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a child, which is a felony.
Another round of peace talks taking place today between Ukraine and Russia. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told reporters that some progress has been made, with Ukraine understanding now that it will not join NATO. But Lavrov added that, quote, peace talks inevitably have to continue. Today, the Red Cross helped with efforts to get nearly 2,000 civilians out of the Ukrainian city of Mariupol. That is despite a Russian blockade preventing humanitarian deliveries. An estimated 100,000 people are still trapped in that city with little food, water, or electricity.
And as the Russian invasion of Ukraine continues, nonprofits who are trying to deliver aid to Eastern Europe, they need a lot of help.
Denver 7 CB caught up with 2 Ukrainian nationals now living in Denver who are organizing a race this weekend to support those most affected by the war.
That's just kind of the street that we lived on.
A place.
Just so gorgeous how the mountains and the sea meet.
And language. Connect these 2 women. And now, so does the call to help.
I have to help my country, and I really try to do that.
Tanya Luchak is an exchange student from Ukraine, and Masha Mislovskaya is also Ukrainian, but moved to the States when she was 3 years old.
I met Tanya through a Ukrainians in Denver Facebook group.
And together, they found a way to give back to their home country. As the Russian invasion continues in Ukraine, thousands of miles away here in Denver, people can help. On Sunday morning, a run benefiting Ukrainian nonprofits will be held at Sloan's Lake.
We should be kind to each other and help each other in difficult situations.
The latest from the United Nations estimates that just over 1,100 Ukrainians have died since the start of the invasion.
My great-grandmother, who recently passed away this past year, and my grandfather, 2 different sides of the family, but they're both Holocaust survivors. And seeing these photos and seeing the atrocities that are happening, everyone who's on social media right now, to be able to open up their phones and see those same photos, it should be a shock. It should be a shock that this is happening.
War is happening in Ukraine, and these women are connected in their call to help.
Every person who is here, who is in a safe country, should be really grateful for that.
For Denver 7 News on Local 3, I'm CB Cotton.
Wow, really good job, girls. You can find a link to buy tickets for the run on our website, thedenverchannel.com.
Well, Will Smith has resigned from the Academy of Motion Pictures after his Oscars night slap of Chris Rock. You remember that. In a statement, Smith said that he will accept any and all consequences, adding his actions were, quote, shocking, painful, and inexcusable. This comes after Oscars producer Will Packer sat down for an exclusive interview with ABC about what went on behind the scenes following Will Smith's assault of Rock on stage. Packer says Los Angeles police were even ready to arrest Smith for battery if Rock wanted to press charges.
He was telling me, I'm fine. Let's just get past this. And they said, you know, would you like us to take any action? And he said no. I immediately went to the Academy leadership that was on site. I was advocating what Rock wanted in that time, which was not to physically remove Will Smith.
The Academy says Smith was asked to leave the Oscars ceremony after the slap, but refused. They also said the organization will continue its disciplinary proceedings against the actor.
Coming up on Denver 7 News at 8, new technology, same old mistakes.
I opened up my Bank of America app. It was $7,500 in debt.
Scammers compromising your bank accounts through cryptocurrency. We'll show you what to watch out for.
These people tend to be a step ahead of law enforcement.
Nice now and for much of the weekend, but this cold front will bring our next chance of rain and snow.
Plus, a Colorado native goes from graphic designer to Food Network baking champion.
Don't let failure or fear of failure stop you from doing that thing that you feel like you're ready to do.